Welcome back to another edition of the Be Forever Cool podcast. My name is Rex 45. I want to wish everyone Happy New Year. Tonight, we got three cool guys coming on, and we're going to chop it up for the new year and find out how they're doing. First of all, we're going to bring in TJ and introduce him. So, TJ, man, welcome to the show, man. How you doing tonight?
Doing great. Can't complain. It is freezing cold up here, but I know we're getting a little closer. We're getting a little closer to the bike season. So
yeah, I see y'all bundled up, man. I don't even want to stand up and show you that. I got some shorts on. I was actually shooting basketball yesterday, man. How you holding down in the cold, man?
Staying inside. Just working and just trying to stay active. I mean, I'll be outside. You can't do too much with the bike world, unless you're riding on ice.
No doubt, man. I'm excited for the show tonight. Let's bring in Smitty, Smith Shot Racing, man. How's it going, Smitty? What's good, man? Let's try that again, because you're muted, man.
Whoops, my bad. I fucking shit up already, man.
What's good, man? Welcome to the show, man. It seems like you had too much time off already that you don't remember how things work, man.
I know, man.
Happy New Year. How things, man?
New Year's going pretty good, man. Just a little cold down here in the ATL. Not as bad as it's in Boston, you guys, but it's still kind of cold. Can't ride. Anyway, so the riding training hasn't quite started yet. Like I said, it's still cold, but I've been working out, trying to drop some pounds for next year's season. And besides that, can't complain, man. I'm good and ready to ride and ready to talk about racing, what's going on. So, but that is it for now.
That's what's up, man. Least but not last, man, let's bring track stars in the building. You got to take that mute off, man. I got you. Happy New Year, track star, man. How you doing tonight, man?
Happy New Year to everybody, man. I feel like we haven't been on this show for weeks on weeks. I'm excited to be back. I miss you guys. And you already know there's a lot to talk about, a lot going on, a lot to feel good about. We all got our gifts. We got a new year to start fresh. Make yourself faster. Get yourself a Ducati, you know what I mean?
Right,
Drop by your local dealer, Get yourself some Dinette, you know what I'm saying? It's a brand new year to get brand new things and most importantly be a brand new you. You know what I mean?
I like that. And speaking of brand new, as Smitty alluded to, and I know TJ is not part of the competition as far as losing weight. How is the brand new you coming for you guys?
Horrible.
I ain't gonna lie. For me, it's going pretty good, man. I'm down so we weighed in, I think, the past 2 weeks around Christmas time, right? We weighed in.
Yeah.
I'm down probably 4 pounds from then, so.
Woo!
Yeah. I ain't playing, man.
Smitty about to win this thing. I thought we were starting after the new year. You know what I mean? Smitty on it already.
Hey, y'all need to step it up, man.
You got to weigh yourself again and then lose 10 after that.
No.
That.
Step it up, man. Y'all got to chill with the jerk chicken and the empanadas, man. Slow it down some,
Man, you know we have New Year's dinner, man. That's a real thing, and it's just as good as Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner.
Right.
I feel you. Go ahead, TJ.
I was saying he was saying he got the Thanksgiving the dinners. I was just saying there's always leftovers too. So I mean it's hard, but me it don't matter. I'm just trying to stay fit, gain a little couple pounds, I guess. But I'm gonna get my bike and get working once the weather gets a little bit better.
Yeah. I gained a couple of pounds for sure. I wasn't happy with that. But I'm back on it, back in the gym as of probably like a few days ago now. So we'll see. But I'm surprised at the weight gain compared to like last year and prior years. I feel like I'm doing the same thing, but for some reason it's sticking on a little bit longer.
We old now, that's why, man. We ain't bring chickens no more, So
It's definitely harder to lose the weight and easier to gain it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no doubt there. But it's a competition, and we got until the end of Feb. I think there's a few people on social media that's already jumping on board as well, partaking. So we appreciate you guys for doing that, and hopefully more will join the quest, because staying in shape is a lifestyle, and we're trying to we're definitely promoting that.
Yeah, and definitely a big part of racing, man. Like, and trying to get faster on these bikes. The conditioning and weight loss that we can do is they ain't enough carbon fiber to make
lighten us up.
Yo, for real, ain't enough carbon fiber you can buy, man. But there's a lot of weight that we can lose, to
Right.
get us where we need to be.
No doubt. I'm looking forward to the race season. So for you guys, and I think we talked about this briefly, where you guys at with the prep, the renewing of license, and have you figured out your race schedule, or in your case track day, where you doing your track days this year, TJ?
Oh, I mean, yeah. So like, I mean, I'm getting my license soon now that I just realized that it's all said and done that you can renew. So I want to keep my number. So I'm definitely going to renew that. I haven't got all my dates set, but I pretty much got all my dates set for, the racing season, at least all the 6-round weekends, at least have them off, and so I can participate if I can. So still trying to get more dates and try to speak with Track Stars to see what his dates look like, because I definitely want to jump into the New Jersey track, and definitely want to go to New York Safety again. The dates are already set for Cyclesmith, so just more of just registering the dates. So this year, I will probably just jump in more than play it by ear, because I'm not really a rain racer, so it's a little hard to jump into that. And the weather plays, the rain likes to jump in there a lot, so I'm trying to get a little better with the rain too. So.
And I got to ask, and I'm going to pose this for all you guys. What is the one thing you're going to try differently? And I guess, TJ, in your case, it might be, more riding in the rain this year for you.
I'm going to try to. I mean, street riding, I've done plenty of riding in the rain, but when it comes to competition, it's a lot different, I would say. You don't want to wreck anything, and you have to definitely build that confidence for sure. I'm gonna try to participate if I can in more rain riding for this year.
All right, that's what's up, man. Smitty, man, how about you, man? I know you're in ATL. I see that frost, man. You got to come all the way down where I'm at, because you know what I'm saying, Atlanta's a little chilly right now.
It's a little chilly up here. So.
When you coming out?
So I try to get down to Florida. I don't know when, but for track days and racing. So the schedule my race schedule came out already with Vera.
Yeah.
As for track days, so what I try to do is I try to book a track day at my race track before, let's say, a week or two prior to the race. That way I could do more laps and get ready for the race. Because race weekends, doing like an hour of practice at the most, you to be honest, you don't learn much at all. Nothing. You just burn gas just to ride around. It's my opinion. So what I try to do is get a full track day before the race, and that's my prep, for the race weekend. So it's doing that. But I got a couple. My first track day is booked. I want to say it's actually next month in February. However, it's a mini bike track day down here. There's a go-kart track called AMP.
Okay.
Best go-kart track in the South, honestly. And occasionally, this track day company called Southeast Mini Moto, they rent the track out for the day, and I'm going there to ride my 110. So it should be fun, So
that's what's up. And
looking forward to doing that, man.
And like I asked TJ, what's the? Do you have something new you're gonna try and work on this year, or try to do this year?
What I plan to work on this, to be honest, just what I'm bad at. I'm gonna work on that. So, like I said, my plan.
This is too long, man. Come on.
Huh?
Come on now.
Too long.
First thing you got to
Like a
do is
whole
that
list.
Honda. That's bad.
Nah, so my plan for that part is to hire a coach for like a track day or two, follow me around for the first couple of sessions. Hey, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, work on this, work on that, and just, get better. So that's my plan for do, because last year I had a coach for one day, a homeboy Reggie, and I did learn, some stuff. So, but I want to hire somebody else a couple of times, this season. So, and, and to see how it goes.
Nice. That's what's up, man. Track stars, man. I didn't get the email yet of the schedule, man. So I know you're busy. You guys, you ambassadors for Dainese, man. You guys, you party a lot, man.
Yo, man, that the holiday's been crazy, and I'm sure it's not only me. I'm sure a lot of the people in the motorcycle industry have been enjoying this time off, and it's definitely time to get back into it. I'm sending my emails out already to kind of coordinate days for the track. So hopefully by the next show, I have a nice, solid schedule for you guys to know where I'm going to be at and where to come, and hopefully not only see me, but see some of you guys. And it'll be really cool to get out there and start actually seeing these benefits, especially this new loss of weight. Hopefully I lose these 10 pounds before Smitty, because Smitty got 4 pounds already off. Yo, you better not be taking some of those enhancements now that people are injecting themselves with. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you doing it. Yeah,
right.
You better not be on that Ozempic. You know what I mean? You looking kind of skinny too, man. Even on camera, I don't know, man.
I'm mad big, right?
Hey, listen,
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna send them some pies, man. We'll send them some pies.
Nah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to send them some dulce leche, some Dominican cake, man. Very popular over here.
Yeah, that's what's
good,
up.
Man.
Yeah, things I want to work on next season. The main thing I want to work on is not even on the bike. I think it's being consistent on social media. And especially on YouTube. I think that's going to be my main thing to work on this year. It's been an incredibly tough year to stay consistent. I mean, I feel like I've had 20,000 followers on Instagram for like 3 years, and I've been on Instagram for 3 years, and this is my 4th year. No, actually, this is my 5th year. So I've been my first year, I grew really fast. And then the next 3 years, I've been stagnant. And I know that it's my inconsistency. So I definitely want to be more consistent with that. And I want to open myself to doing more and expressing more of the things I love besides motorcycles. So
Okay.
that's my goal next year.
For this year.
For this year, yeah, my fault. 2025. I'm still in 2024, people. My fault.
It's tough at the beginning of the year to not to be already saying 2025 because I think for me the last few weeks I generally reflect on where I'm at. Did I kind of hit numbers? Did I kind of get where I wanted to go, kind of thing? What do I need to work on for next year, kind of thing, and stuff like that. So when I get into 25, it's still it's like, okay, now it's time to move. And so even like these first few days in January, I was more kind of just laying back a little bit until the weekend. It was just like, all right, now it's time to run. Which, I started out the gate today doing that and like track stars and even Smitty, and TJ, there's a lot of things that I want to do differently. this year, and that's the plan. On social media, like Smitty's talking about, but also riding. Definitely want to get better. I like the fact that doing a track day before you at a track before you go race there is the way to do it. And if you can do that, it's the best way, because when you show up to a track that you are there the weekend before or 2 weekends before, you have more confidence than the first time, and it makes that race weekend a lot easier. I think the exciting thing about it is, for all of us, is that we know what we want to do, and it's just really just going out there and just trying to get it. So I'm definitely excited for 25. And hopefully in December we'll be sitting here, saying we checked all the boxes that we had at the beginning of the year.
Oh yeah,
God willing.
For sure. So with that said, let's get into MotoGP and World Superbike and all that. KTM seems to be in trouble with their finances. It sounds like they're going to be letting some people go to save some money. Looks like Pedrosa might be in that. It looks like Lewis Hamilton is in talks with them to try to maybe buy a piece of that. We saw Vinales already bought some shares in KTM. What are your thoughts coming into the season? We got 3 rookies, in Ayagura, Samcat, and Fermin Aldeguer. Do you have thoughts on who's going to be the rookie of the year? Is KTM really in trouble, or is just some of their subsidiaries they just need to, move away from?
Man, KTM's in trouble. I mean, they I didn't realize like how much they were really like in, like they're like all across the board, like in every race field, like for dirt, street, and all that. But for MotoGP, like they said, 2025 is a go. So hopefully they can, have a better year than last year for sure. And Pedro Acosta is definitely gonna be one of the leading riders. I'm not sure who will get the rookie of the year, but we'll hope a KTM rider can get that. They definitely need the accolades for sure. Anything they can get, but they cut a lot of jobs. They dropped MV Augusta. They're just letting go everything. Hopefully they have a good year and can pursue past 2025, because other than that, your KTMs will be turned into classics.
Yeah, man, classics for real. Which is unfortunate. Smitty, do you think KTM kind of went with the Ducati route? We'll throw a lot of money at it, but they didn't get the same success. Are they in much trouble as TJ say they are, or it's just business? You just you shed what you have to shed and regroup.
I don't know. My theory on KTM and their problems is because their lack of road bikes. KTM in the dirt bike, section, they have a lot of bikes out there. But the dirt bikes don't cost that much anyway. You're talking about what, $8,000 for a dirt bike, as opposed to you guys like Honda who have money, who has Fireblade costs $30,000, Ducati's bike costs $30,000. All these big companies have road bikes that cost a ton of money. KTM doesn't have that, and I think that's part of the problem also of why they can't bring money into sport anymore, and financially struggling. So I hope they get it squared away, and I hopefully want to see them for sure start GP in 28 when they bring the new bikes in. So we'll see, but I feel bad for them. I like KTM right now, so I like their riders, man.
So I gotta ask, since you done told everybody how much money you got, where you keep it in the backyard? You say Honda got money, they're trying. So you're a Honda rider, right? Come on, where you keeping that dough?
They ain't paying me yet, man.
Track stars, man, are they a failed? Would you say KTM failed, or they just swung and just missed?
Listen, we got to know, like, for KTM to still be in MotoGP this is not brand new news. They knew about this before all of this came out, right? And they're still in MotoGP. and knowing that they owe all these people, all these creditors money, I think that you know the saying, no news is bad news. No news is bad news, and that's why they're still in MotoGP. That's why they're still continuing racing. The money will come. KTM is not going anywhere. It will be continue to be a successful company. I don't think it's all the negativity that we're hearing. Yes, a lot of people lost their jobs, but I'm sure that new jobs and those jobs will come back. I think that the motorcycle industry in general has been in a tough situation. As you see, motorcycles disappearing. You know what I'm saying? Instead of more motorcycles being produced, we got motorcycles that are being just constantly like replaced or completely eliminated. And it goes to show that there's trouble in the motorcycle industry. It might not be as financially profitable as it is for certain companies. Ducati not being one of them. Obviously, with Ducati's still making more expensive, better motorcycles. So that's why I encourage people, come see us here at Ducati New York, especially, and mention Track Stars and get yourself the motorcycle of your dreams. We will find a way to finance you and make sure you get approved, because we do make it possible for you to get the bike of your dream. It doesn't have to be the 2025. Get the 2020. Get the 2021. All Ducati dealerships have a great inventory of used motorcycles. Just a little shout out to our sponsor. But I think KTM's gonna be around. They're not going anywhere. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to be around as well. And I mean, you know, outside of Aprilia, they're the closest thing to Ducati right now, and the brand, you know, like Smitty said, like they're not selling road bikes like that. I think they live in the adventure world and they live in the dirt bike world, and in the sport bike, I think they haven't. I don't know if I'm going to say when they haven't taken it seriously enough, but they haven't pushed out lines and be consistently repeating those lines and stuff like that we see with Honda, that we see with Yamaha, Ducati, and these other brands and stuff like that. Now, what do you guys think about these rookies coming in? Do you think it's going to be, you know, a tough road for those guys, or you know, you think that Moto2 does a really good job nowadays, that, you know, they're gonna kind of. Well, I shouldn't say that, because you look at Fernandez, that's now a test rider for Yamaha. He got like 2 years and he was done. Coming out of Moto2. So, what do you think about these three guys? You think they got a shot?
I mean, they're not going to shock us. I can't say they're not, but like Pedro Acosta shocked us. You know, I mean, even if he was the only rookie that last year. It takes time. I mean, it's hard to rush into it, but at the same time you have to, because your job's on the line. But it's a war out there. You know, there's a lot of riders in the front of the pack that, you know, that won't let anything slip. And as a rookie, you got to know how to manage a lot of things. And so it's going to be tough. I don't know if they'll have a chance, but we'll see.
Smitty?
So rookies, you know me, Honda boy, so I'm gonna say Samkat Chantra, but but to be honest though, man, Gora, I think he's gonna have, you know, a good year next year. Now, not feel they have a chance to win. No, not as a rookie, but they may see a top 10 finish, and let's say each one sees one top 10 finish. I say then overall it's a good year for him, you know. So I don't expect too much, but.
Right. Yeah, I would think Iger would win Rookie of the Year, because he seemed to be pretty consistent, even keel mentally, and his riding. He's not too erratic and he's not too low energy. He's very consistent out of the three riders. But I think it'll be interesting to see Samkat Kantra and Furman Alligator because they have similar energy. When they're excited, they're really excited.
Very happy guys,
Yeah, but I think Samkat does a better job at still being consistent. But I think Furman, when he's too excited, I think he makes some more mistakes.
Okay.
See a Honda win Rookie of the Year though. So.
Say again.
So it'll be good to see a Honda win Rookie of the Year. Look at Track Star. He's like, oh my.
Right.
Oh my god. Yo,
They need it.
They do. They need as many dubs as they could get because it's been a hard time for my boy Luca Marini, and it's been hard. Even harder. Yo, Honda's a mess, man. But I have confidence they are gonna get it together. But listen, there's gonna be 4 Yamahas on the grid next year. There's gonna be a lot of swapping and a lot of changes. Not only for teams but for riders. Like it's gonna be insane next year. But I think rookies. I think Alligator is gonna be Rookie of the Year. I think he's okay. I think Moto 2 has done such a good job preparing people. Like it's been crazy. Everyone who's come up from Moto 2 has like really flourished. And unfortunately, the people I wanted to come up from Moto 2 have not yet. Aaron Canet.
Because
and my other guy,
Roberts.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now you did mention Yamaha, and we'll start with you, Track Stars. I said this like 2 months ago, maybe at some point. I said Yamaha was going to a V4. And I was at the time I was wrong because they talked about 27, but in fact they are testing the V4 right now. So which is a surprise to everyone. What are your thoughts on that? Does that make them just as good as a Honda, or are they coming closer to a Ducati?
I think listen, first of all, he just spoke a little too soon, right? Because he said, we're gonna be on the V4 next year, and then Yamaha had to correct them and say, wait, we're not going 2020 next year. We will be on the cross-plane motor. We haven't gone to the V4 yet. So that's major. Like that came out, and that Yamaha did say that they are on the V4, but it won't be available yet.
Right.
I think if Yamaha gets a V4, my brother, oh my God.
Let's go.
They're back. And I feel bad for Honda. I feel bad for Honda. I'm scared for Ducati.
Yeah.
Cause I just feel that when Yamaha gets it right, they get it right, and we've seen their success in the past. Now developing a brand new motor is gonna be interesting, but I have no doubt that they're gonna come with something fire. And for this guy to stay there, so patient, losing when he's a champion.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
He knows.
Now, I will say this. Outside of Suzuki, Yamaha is the best cornering bike on the grid. So you give them an engine that they can drive out of and don't get a lot of wheel spin.
And you know who the engineers are over there. They take some.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. What are your thoughts, Smitty? I know it's not Honda, so.
No. Okay, so to say that a Yamaha is the best cornering bike out there, That's probably true, but if you change the engine to a V4 from a crossplay now, you got to change the frame also because the V4, because it's 2 cylinders back, front, and 2 in the back, it's more narrow now, which means you got to make a more narrow frame.
You got to say
And
two if you're
then
fat.
say it again.
That's what you got to say, two if you're fat.
Right. Nah. And then that'll change how the bike handles. So yes, the bike may have more power and it may not spin out the corners anymore the way it's doing now, but the handling may change also. So then that poses a brand new problem also to fix the handling part now. So we'll see how it turns out. But to be honest though, the V4 is just a better engine overall. So I think, Ducati got it right the first go around, and like everybody got to follow suit, So follow the leader, That's it really. So
Right. Yeah, I think Ducati just they figured out how to make the bike turn. Because that's where they struggled initially, and that's where Honda is struggling, and I think KTM is struggling there and not chewing through tires, because when you look at KTM usually set the fastest speeds, but they burn through tires. Let's get to Honda. Is it just going to be kind of like, I don't mean to throw the Patriots under the bus with their record this year, but it's going to be like that for Honda next year? Is it a rebuilding continuous year for them, or,
it's a rebuild for Honda. It is. It's a rebuild.
It's definitely it'll be a rebuild. I think so as well. They did have a good, strong ending to last season, but I think they'll do a little better, especially, with the rookie that they got. But compared to what's out there right now, KTM is like deep underwater. They got to fight as hard as they can. Ducati's still trying to stay on top. Yamaha is ready to come back with a vengeance. And I don't know, Honda is just still, it's going to take a few years. I think they're just going to be ready till the switch over in a few years. That's when they're going to be ready to take over.
Okay. What about Aprilia? I mean, we haven't touched Aprilia. I feel like they have more mechanical issues than the other manufacturers. I did a poll question: who's going to win the most races this year? It seems like a lot of Honda people following the channel because they think Marquez is going to win most of the races this year.
Oh yeah, he is.
So, where does they got Jorge Martin, I would say when it comes to qualifying, Jorge Martin and Jorge Lorenzo, I don't know who's better in a one lap, because both those guys in a one lap. But do you think, is that enough? Because I assume he can probably, grid pretty high up, but the question is, can he keep the pace through the whole race? Having Jorge Martin, do you think it's going to be a better look? They're going to have a better season than they had in 2024?
I don't know. I don't know if they're better. That's the one thing I'm afraid of is I think Martin probably win a lot of races this year, probably the most, but the fact that he's on a new manufacturer, I just can't call it, knowing what Aprilia's been through, because he's not going to one that's going to solve the problems. He's going to have to ride through it. A lot of riders ride through problems that we don't even see. But yeah, I don't know. I think Marc Marquez is just feeling that Ducati now. I mean, he's going to be on a better one. He's going to win a lot of races. He was on the podium so much last year when we didn't even respect it. So I think he's definitely going to be. He's going to be up there. He was always finishing second, chasing down riders from the back of the pack. So I think he's going to be one on top for sure. I'll say Marc Marquez probably win the most races.
Track stars, the other Italian bike in the room.
Man, brace yourselves, man, because it's gonna be another Ducati year for sure. But I don't think Marquez is gonna beat Pecco. I'm rooting for Pecco next year. I think Aprilia is gonna have something good. I don't think it's gonna be something great as of yet. I think it's gonna show a lot of potential. I think Martin is gonna play a major role in the development of that bike and just showing what champion can do on the side of developing a bike, because this is gonna be the first time where he's gonna actually have real strong input on what's being done with the bike. Because remember, with Ducati, all the information was being shared
Right.
from all riders. So even if you felt like, oh, this is the way my bike should be, they're like, no, this is what's working. You have to ride it like this, and you have to figure out how to ride like him. Whoever was in the lead, whether it was they talking about Martin, whether they talking about Pecco, whether they talking about Marquez, you know, and even Bastianini at times where he was showing like he was going crazy on the motorcycle, or Bezzecchi, because Bezzecchi had his shine too. But
Right.
they were really, that bike was kind of designed for everyone to be able to ride it, but you had to go with whatever Ducati felt was the correct setup. Now he's on a clean sheet. You're gonna tell us what we need to do to get you to the front, because you obviously know what it is to compete for the championship 3 years in a row, and you know what it is to win and beat the factory team. So Martin's gonna have a major season next year as far as credibility as a rider. He's gonna show what he can do as a rider, and he's gonna show what he can do as a developer. And you already know that's major.
That is major. You know, we didn't talk about Bezzecchi. I don't know if he has the same. You mentioned a little bit track stars. I don't know if he has the same role. If he will have the same role, but in that factory seat, both of those guys are gonna have to test parts and develop that bike and develop a bike that was built based on Alicia Sparger, who's now test driver for Honda. You know, do you think it's the factory team is 50-50, or do you think it's more like, 65-35 with Martin and Bezzecchi?
Well, it has to be 65-35 because Martin is the champion. But nonetheless, our next testing, which is I believe Sepang, right?
I think is it Thailand? Because their first round is at Thailand. So are they testing in Thailand? And no, there's no more testing. So I'm looking at the calendar, unless it's not on the actual calendar. It looks like the next round is Thailand for racing.
Oh wow, okay.
And they usually have a test up.
I thought they had one more test. I could be wrong.
Okay,
they have a Sepang test normally every year, right? So.
Hang on. Yes, January, end of January. Shakedown and Sepang, and then another test. There's two tests actually. There's one the weekend of the January 31st to the 2nd, and then February 5th through 7th. They got a lot of tests. And then, really? They have like 3 testing coming up. They have 3 testing. But
the next big one is Sepang, right? Yeah,
they're all in Sepang. No, there's one in Malaysia. So they have one. No, that's Sepang as well. That's Malaysia. Yeah. So they're all there. It's weird how they do. There's a shakedown, and then there's a test, and a test, and a test. But so there's at least there's my bad. So the last one is Moto 2 and Moto 3. They test February 18th to the 20th. But yeah, they get 3. MotoGP gets 3 rounds before they go racing.
Okay. So I know the next one's gonna be Sepang, and this is the scenario that can change things. So let's say in the next one, Bezzecchi's on fire on the Aprilia, that might even it out. to a point where now it could be 50-50. But champion is a champion, and the champion will always lead in the box. Straight up.
You guys, any objections to that?
No,
Nah, I agree to that.
that's a good point.
You got to give it up to the champion. I mean, I'll be mad if you're going 50-50 when I just put in the work where I don't know. It's just, I mean, I want my partner to have the same stuff, but I want to win too, you know. So, yeah, I need that 65-35.
I mean that, right at the end of the day, right? You're also competing against your teammate. Now the cool thing is, I met Bezecchi, and Bezecchi is the most mellow, chill, fun dude like that you can have as a teammate. So that I don't see no reason why these two guys aren't gonna be phenomenal teammates, and especially when he has his boy Espargo as the tester, who again is loved by the whole MotoGP paddock. Everyone loves Espargo, you know.
Right.
So it's gonna be incredible camaraderie in that team. Now the other team that's not gonna have that, we know that for sure, is gonna be Ducati, my brothers. Ducati is gonna have fire in that paddock. Like it's gonna be split. Like they're gonna. Yeah, I promise you, we're gonna see some of the best racing in the world, and we're gonna really see how strong mentally Pecco really is, because the king of mind games is Marc Marquez, my brother.
Right.
Marc Marquez is the king of it.
Okay. I listen. I don't remember who said it, but I think it was U-Track Stars that said Pecco might win more races. I feel that he can't. Last year was his to lose, and he did lose it. And if he has the same approach this year, it's his to lose. But Marc Marquez didn't find himself in positions to be competitive until probably the last round. Right. I think other people crashed out, and he capitalized on that. I mean, a couple of races he went from 14 to second or third and stuff like that. But this year, I believe that, you know, I think he's the favorite because he's Marc Marquez, and because of what he did last year, finishing third on a brand new bike. You know, I mean, I think maybe Pedro Acosta's year is similar. I don't know where Pedro finished. He might have finished 7th or something like that, or 8th in a championship or something like that for a rookie. I think that's pretty impressive. But Marquez, with all finishing third overall and the ride he had, I think he has the best chance to dethrone Pecco. But I think Pecco, if he doesn't make any mistakes, can win this championship. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree.
I mean, I agree. I definitely agree. It's definitely Pecco's to lose for sure. I mean, we see it, like he wins, you know, and it's either he wins or he crashes out, pretty much. He needs to fix that, correct his. I mean, he already knows he's a really good rider mentally. He has a great routine that he puts out every weekend. To keep himself focused, and I just hope he can just pull it out as well. But I don't know. I think it is his to lose for sure. He can't make any mistakes.
How about yourself, Smith?
Yeah, so with Pecco saying that's his to lose, I don't think so, because I think last year Martin won it fair and square. Pecco didn't choke or anything like that. Martin just was more consistent last year despite his crashing, but he was a faster rider all year last year, in my opinion. So sprint he did way better during the sprints also. So, but now he's on a slower bike, so we'll see. But I think this year it's Marquez, honestly. You know, he showed potential last year on a slower bike than Pecco's. This year they got the same bike. Don't put your hands up like that. What? What you doing, man? You okay?
I was just fixing my hat. I was just fixing my hat. I was just fixing my hat. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Go fix your hat, man. Like I said, this year's Marquez, man. But go ahead, track stars, and try to say I'm wrong, man. Let me hear you. Let me hear you out.
Yo, I think that everyone's been talking about this. Oh, he's now on the factory bike. I've said it on past shows multiple times. There is no question that Marc Marquez was on a 2024 bike with 2025 electronics. That's what he was on. Yo, when you see the bikes on the straight and you don't see that power difference, like when Bezzecchi is next to Martin and you see that bike pulling off on Bezzecchi and you see Marc Marquez's bike right there with Jorge Martin's and Pecco's, you know he doesn't have the same bike that Bezzecchi and the rest of the MotoGP riders had on Ducatis. No. But what I will tell you is experience goes a long way. And Pecco has had a lot of experience working with these Ducati engineers and being on a factory Ducati bike. Pecco is a monster. The reason he lost this year is because he gave Martin 3 years of
Data.
direct competition right there next to him. 3 years of data, 3 years of antagonizing him, teasing him, showing him this is what the bike can do. And Martin learned. He learned this is how you beat the factory because I had factory tools. So Pecco knows he will not lose that way again. He will not lose that way again. And knowing that this year they gave Marquez so many of his secrets, so many of his tools to stay competitive and find out if they could bring him over to Ducati, it's not going to be the same. There will be a wall across Pecco's garage.
Yeah, I disagree, but we'll see. I will ask this question though to track stars.
What make you think? Well, hold on. What make you think it's not going to be like that? Why do you think?
Because I don't think Ducati's going to allow it. That's the only reason why. I don't think they will allow that kind of riff in the garage where they've been sharing data for so long. Right. Is the only reason why I say that. But I'll say this, TJ will tell you I'm not a fan of Marc Marquez, but it's safe to say Marc Marquez is like Tom Brady, is like Michael Jordan, is like Valentino Rossi, is like Agostini. He's like Messi. He has 8 titles. He's like Lewis Hamilton. So some of that has to be his skill, not just the tools that Ducati gave him or may not gave him on the 23 bike last season. I mean, do you at least acknowledge a little bit of that? I know you're from New York. I know you got that New York mindset.
Nah, come on, man. I mean, of course he's a 7-time champion, right? Or is it 8?
8
I don't want to. Yeah, I always take one from him.
You're right. We need
but where was the 8-time champion on Honda? He crashed that bike on damn near killed himself on that bike.
That bike wasn't rideable.
It's a bad bike.
So exactly. So are we with Pecco, do we say the bike gave Pecco championships back to back?
Chime in. Hold on.
Hang on one second, Smitty. I will say this, and I don't mean to throw Danny Pedrosa under the bus. Well, Danny Pedrosa was right there with Marc Marquez and didn't win any titles. And I know a lot of those title years when he was close, it wasn't his fault. So I'm not blaming him. But, and I do believe Pedrosa is up there with the greats. without getting a title. He's the Charles Barkley, the Reggie Miller, these guys that didn't get a title, Randy Moss, he's up there. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? He's these guys that didn't get a title, but he was right there. But so just to point that out, but go ahead, Smitty.
I'm saying, listen, you need both. You need talent and a good or great bike. And even Rossi, with his talent, when he rode that Ducati, people thought he was washed up, but it was a bad bike. Great talent can't win on a bad bike. I'm sorry, it's impossible.
Or a bad team.
You need both, right? You put
Go ahead, TJ.
I'm saying, you put Pecco on a Honda, he's in 15th place next year.
He's Luca Marini.
Right. You need talent. You need great talent and at least a good bike.
Yeah, I mean, I think Marc Marquez, like we already saw, he outgrew, his talent outgrew that Honda. And he was, for a while, probably saying we need to make improvements, and, they didn't want to do it. They feel like what they had can win, and that bike could not hold the front for anybody. I mean, anyone on Honda was going down. There was no one finishing, I think, last year or the year before, where Mir had like damn near 18 DNFs.
Right.
And with Mark, like it was bad. Like,
And the crazy part is, if it wasn't Marquez, because they didn't listen to anyone else, if Marquez didn't almost destroy his career, I don't know if Honda would have changed.
His life.
Like I said, he almost killed himself pretty much on that bike. He had to switch up. He even did the documentary where he was just like, why am I still doing this? Like, just contemplating at home, where we can't see, where he's just recovering, like, I have to go back on this machine, like, what am I doing? So I think Ducati saved his life pretty much.
No doubt there. I agree with that part. So yeah, man, I don't mean to lump on, but I don't want our listeners to think that we're just lumping on Marquez and not give him the due respect of the 8-time world title. I don't think anyone could jump on a Ducati and do what Marquez is doing. That's for sure. I think everybody else struggled on a Ducati. Granted, when Pecco got to the Ducati, it wasn't the same Ducati, and when Martin got to it, it wasn't the same. And Marquez, look, you jump on a well-oiled machine. If you do if you do, I don't want to talk about basketball, but if you become like Kevin Durant, just go to the Warriors. It's an easy win.
Pretty much.
I think that Marquez has a very good shot at winning the championship.
Hold on, say it again. I didn't hear you that time.
I think Marc Marquez has a good shot at winning the championship.
Okay,
but I don't believe that he's gonna win the championship. Like I said, you guys, Marc Marquez fans are lucky.
I'm not a fan. I'm just
lucky that Martin is not still on a Ducati. Because if he was, I'm sorry. He's gonna go win again. I'm sorry. He will win again. If he would gotten the seat on factory and he's with Pecco, back-to-back factory seats, boom, Pecco Martin, and given Marc Marquez a Pramac deal, send him to Pramac so he could get a factory bike.
Yamaha.
He ain't gonna do it.
Wait, in this case, they got Yamaha. But he would have been like, they would have kept Ducati, it would have been over.
Yeah, no. I think Marquez was in the right place at the right time. I think he earns it because he brings...
Don't say that. He sold it at the right time. They opened the bank. He broke into the bank. With a note. He didn't even come with a gun. He came with a note and said, "Yo, I know Audi." They said, "Give it all."
Right. So he tripped Martin and showed up. You're right.
Yeah.
Let
Listen,
me get my bank and get out of here because
as a politician, as an experienced rider, and I'm more of an experienced rider than a politician, I think he played the politics so well. And you know, it's I'm contending for a world title, and I win a world title, and you don't want me on your factory team. Come on, that's like when coaches win a title and they get fired.
I mean,
Yes.
you look
It's an insult, yeah. It is.
a talent like Martin. Like it didn't make sense. So
I listen. I felt the same way. I thought they were going. I thought Ducati was going to give it to Martin, and they should have. I don't know. I mean, at some point, money's not. I don't know the reason why they went with Marquez. If it's the selling of motorcycles worldwide, then I get it. You know, Marquez is up there with Rossi, Jordan. You know, these guys, Messi, these guys. So I get it. Even if Lorenzo has 5 titles, and he's not in the same. You know what I'm saying? He's not there, and you would think he would be, but Marquez, it's I can't. I had to come around and give it to him, even though, like I said, I'm not a fan, but the guy can ride.
I would like to know how many Hondas did Marquez sell compared to. Yo, you crazy?
So listen.
so
compared to Valentino Rossi selling Yamahas,
Okay.
compared to
Bayless.
no, Top Rack selling BMWs. I would like to know, what are the numbers?
Listen,
What are
you
the
go
number of
overseas.
people who bought Hondas because Mark Marquez? Hondas is, trust me, no one bought a RRRRR. Not
Listen.
one time.
First of all, no one can
Hold
ride
on,
the BMW
hold
like
on.
Top Rock.
You go to
And
Europe.
he sold, a lot of people own BMWs now because
Hold on,
Top Rack won the championship on it.
Trackstar, listen. I guarantee you, and I'll bet you, I don't know something. We'll make a bet later on.
Some
But
pie,
you go to
apple
Europe,
pie,
huh?
apple pie. We'll
Yeah,
see
there you
if
go. Nah, I ain't got no pie because I ain't getting fat no more, man. But
Yeah.
over here in the States, Ducatis do sell more than Hondas. I agree. You go overseas, Hondas trump Ducati. Europe, Asia, Hondas sell more than do Ducatis. Now, because of Marquez or whatever, I don't know that for a fact.
Now
but I'm pretty
that's what
sure-
I'm asking. I'm
No,
asking because of the rider
you can't
that
track
they
that.
purchase a motorcycle.
You
I can
can't
tell
prove that. I mean, you can't prove either way.
I can tell you.
They can tell.
I have
Based
a
on a rider, nah, you
friend.
can't tell.
I have a friend that is just like Smitty. He rides nothing but Hondas, and he had a 600. I forget, a 05 or 06. I rode that thing, scared me. I almost had a tank slapper, and that's why I was like, oh, I can't ride Hondas. But he continued on. He got him a 1000, and he bought a body kit, got a race replica of Honda to represent Mark Marquez. He
Nice.
put his race number on it. It looks just like the orange and everything. Like his favorite rider is Mark Marquez. That's all he talks about. They're out there. They're out there. So
Yo, TJ, I thought you had like thousands of friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on,
friend.
man. He said, I know this one guy. Get the hell out of here, man. Yo, you know how many people bought BMWs last year that I know off the rib just because because of Top Rack.
One.
You know what I'm saying? And old Yamahas because of Top Rack. You know, like that. This is what I'm talking about. Not just one. I'm talking about hundreds. You know.
I'm talking like a really close friend. So I mean, I'm sure I can, ask my mom, like, who inspires you to buy the bike. They'll say a rider or something like that. So
I hope you remain close to him and continue to show him the way that Ducati is the only bike he belongs on. But maybe now when you get this V2, he will see the light.
Right.
He will see the light.
because Marquez on Ducati, he's thinking about getting one.
I will say this about Marc Marquez. He's more like Max Verstappen in the sense that they're not personable in front of the camera. I think after the surgery and Marquez on a Ducati, I think he's more like Rossi was when Rossi first came in and was doing everything and excited and all that. Marquez before was like a robot. And he still probably sold a lot of bikes, but now that he's doing what he's doing and how he's reacting and stuff like that, he's gonna sell a lot of bikes.
Ducati got him dancing, my brother. He dancing and what the hell is that?
Entertainment.
I think that's directed to you, man.
To me? I don't know, man. You got some weird dance moves, you know? I can't vouch for those, though, man. I can't.
You need to hang with Jorge Martin.
Yo.
It's
like, you know what? It's like, hey, but if they God made Marquez, all his points went towards riding skills and 0 towards dancing, man, you know?
Yo. I'm telling you, man, he's gonna invest some time in some samba classes.
Something, yeah. Some samba, merengue, you know?
They're gonna switch up the DJs this year, I'm sure, to play some music he's more familiar with.
Just wow.
Let's talk about. I think we have a little bit more time. Let's talk about World Superbike that's kicking off in Australia. As we've been talking about BMW and Top Rock and stuff like that. Is it a foregone conclusion that he's just gonna win on the BMW for the second year, or Bulaga, or Batista? I guess Redden now is going to be on a Ducati as well, and he sounds like he's still got something in the tank. What are you guys' thoughts? I mean, there's only 2 BMWs on the grid this year, so it's only going to be him and Vandermark. So it's interesting. The crazy thing is, BMW is paying Scott Redden to race on a Ducati.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Explain that one.
Yeah, because he signed to another year with BMW, and the Bonovo team left. But now I don't know if it's Bonovo Ducati or something Ducati, but he's still BMW got to honor the contract, but he's on a duck.
Well, he's not getting 2 for 1. He just can't. It's just they're paying him to ride the Ducati.
Yeah, I assume. Yeah, he's getting a salary from BMW, and the team is
It's the same way like Yankees got Soto. You know what I mean? They under contract. They pay him. We got him. You know what I mean? It's okay.
Mets got what you mean, man?
Well, now the Mets got him, and good riddance to him over there. It's like leaving Ducati and going to Honda. But listen, that is gonna be so major. Today, major is the word. Major keys. Because Scott Redding, I don't know if you guys are following him on social media. He is one of my favorite motorcycle racers. Scott Redding, Josh Herron, Valentino Rossi. These guys are who always had like me watching racing and excited for them. And Scott Redding was his best on the Ducati. The only thing that happens with Redding is that he gets so hyped and he gets a little loose at the mouth, and you cannot badmouth Ducati. I'm shocked that he got another shot at it, but Ducati has to recognize that he was the best on Ducati. He won a championship in British Superbike on the Ducati, and then comes to World Superbike and is competitive. And I think he got third place and then a second place.
Oh yeah,
And
he did something. He did all right until the bike. They couldn't towards the end. I don't know if it was a relationship or the bike, but it wasn't working out towards the end for him. But he had a chance to win a title.
And then the major key when he started talking about weight difference between Bautista and him, he kicked that off. I promise you. So to get him on the Ducati, he's coming to shut it down. Like he's coming to prove that he is a championship in World Superbike as well.
Right. And one of the youngest dude in MotoGP. I mean, between him and Jack Miller. I mean, he was 15, I think, in MotoGP.
Right.
So, I don't know how old Jack Miller was, but Redden was 15 in MotoGP.
Yeah.
Think about that. You know what I'm saying?
And he was something, you know. Listen, I think it's racing this year is gonna be incredible, man. If you have not watched racing, and I'm talking to our listeners, this is the year to watch. I mean, the storylines are gonna be very well explained for you throughout racing. You can buy your memberships for MotoGP, buy your memberships for World Superbike, and buy your memberships for Moto America, because it's going to be incredible to talk motorcycle racing on this channel. It's going to be epic.
I completely agree. And I don't know if we have time for Moto America, but I think, I think between the tech and the level of riders, and the commitment to our race teams, I completely agree. I think that I see like the pre-testing in BSB and stuff like that, and these guys on social media. It's going to be must-see TV, I believe, in motorcycle racing for 2025.
There's going to be 8 Ducatis this year at World Superbike.
Oh wow! Okay,
there's eight Ducati riders. Looks like.
Damn.
Petrucci. I'm looking at it right now. Aaron Bautista. We got Yari Montella.
Yeah. Okay. He's on a duck?
Yep. Panigale V4.
Don't worry. I got my 2 guys equal in the corner.
Bulliga.
And Pierre Hay.
You got Inoni.
Yeah.
Scott Redden.
Yeah.
Who else we got?
I think there's Rinaldi, right?
I think I skipped one. Yeah, I think so.
I think it's Rinaldi. He's on a unless he's going over to Kawi or something like that. But I think Rinaldi is on a duck as well.
No. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's on
I forget the name of the team.
no, Petrucci. Petrucci's on Barney.
Yeah, and there's a second person they added. So is that
Ryan Vickers? I don't know if he's riding now the bigger bikes, but it says he's on Ducati.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be epic, man. Just tune in. It's gonna be crazy. Crazy. And hopefully Smitty will be on a Ducati next season too.
Hey, I'm
Moda.
do like you. Throw my hands up. You know?
Hey, listen, man. Smitty, I got to connect at Freedom Cycles, man. They sell Hondas. So you mentioned Be Forever Cool. You get a discount and save some money. You get that SP, man.
Okay. I'll see, man.
You
Got a budget for it, you know?
Oh, come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You got that money in the backyard, man. Just get a shovel.
Yeah, man. You've been saving with the microwave.
Beef patties, you know?
Yeah, those beef patties. Oh my God.
Oh man, let's get out of here, man. Hey, listen, shout out your sponsors, TJ and Smitty. Trackstar got some more, I'm sure, on the list as well. And we'll get out of here till next week, man. But I'm excited for the new year. I'm excited for all the things to come. So it's a grind, and I'm looking forward to the year.
Yeah, definitely want to shout out Official Vortex. Got to get your chain and sprockets. This a good place to get it from. Hideaway RV Rentals is a place where you can get a place to sleep while you're at the track, and you don't have to bring the transportation. So if you're local in Massachusetts, J&G Performance help fix any service of your bike, any type of bike you have, any type of brand. Good local company. And Woodcraft Technologies. I actually got to get some more grips on my track bike, so I'm about to order up some grips from Woodcraft Technologies. So check all those out. Get some discounts, no?
Yeah, for myself, my main sponsor, myself, Smith Shot Racing. Also, Vortex. Get your sprockets, your chains, your rear sets. I love their rear sets. Actually, got some good, grip on them. Also, blood lubricants, and for now, that's it. So, working on more sponsors year by year.
Hell yeah, it's your boy Track Stars. You already know, Ducati, New York. Mention Track Stars. Get your deposits in on your new V4s and your new V2s. It's gonna be a crazy Ducati. Yeah, I'm telling you, that new Street Fighter. Mention Track Stars. They're gonna show you some love. Dainese. Go to any Dainese store. Mention Track Stars. Get a nice love on that bill when you swipe that card or when you go cash out. Mention Track Stars, get some love. AEM Factory, that's for your motorcycle parts. HSBK also for motorcycle parts, all brands. Mention Track Stars for HSBK Racing or go to hsbkracing.com. Get that phone number, get the list of parts, and call or email Zach at hsbkracing.com. Like I always say, stay up on tools. I love you guys, and it's been fun. It's gonna even be more fun. So get your racing memberships. Log in to your, what is it? Moto America, MotoGP, and World SuperBike. Get your memberships, yo. You won't regret it. It'll be the best membership. It's better than the gym membership. Work out at home and get that membership because we got to get tuned into Forever Be Cool podcast and watch us and join with us in the talk. Come on, man. You're missing out.
No doubt.
100 push-ups per day. That's
no doubt.
My little challenge.
There you go. And missing out. Do not miss out. Become a member on the Patreon page for Be Forever Cool and get a lot of cool things. But you'll get access to shows before everyone else will get access to shows. And it's pretty cheap. So you support the cause, you'll help us produce better content, and that's what we're trying to do, keep you guys entertained. If you're not in the New York area and you're looking for a Ducati or some other brands, go to Freedom Cycles in New Hampshire. Mention Be Forever Cool and get hooked up. You'll get discounts as well. Go to Workbench Technology if you have any technical issues, and get hooked up there as well. It's 2025, and we're doing, as our incoming president, we're doing big things.
Okay.
My name is Rex 45.
My name is TJ, 2 L's and coffee.
Smitty, Smith Shot Racing.
And there's your boy Track Stars, baby.
Peace.
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 Yo.